Welcome back, guys. Those who have been watching a lot of my other content might be confused about this. I will be going to the Philippines soon, and in preparation, I've been watching a lot of videos over the past 2 years. Hence why my channel is called Adam the Afam. And I've been doing lots of British politics because there's obviously reasons why I don't think it's suitable in the long term for me to stay here. But I'll just get straight into it then. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide me. This is a channel be reacted to. He's from the UK, the same as me. I believe he's from the north, but I think he's from the other side of the Pennines, the wrong side. Jokes. And yeah, so go give him a subscribe. I'll put the link to the video in the description, and we'll just get straight on with it. This is, can anyone can make an accusation against you here. Foreigners are easy targets.
People, beautiful morning today. We've got some wind, so can't go fishing, people. Piggy, which will be ready for the fiesta in 3 weeks. It's the way it is in the Philippines, people. There's no, I couldn't do it. That's why I don't have pigs. Anyway, this video, I think, is it's just common sense, really. And what I'm going to say is, I see sometimes on these vlogs, other people's vlogs, where they are handing out things, sweets, whatever, food parcels, and this is foreigners.
Yeah, I'm just going to say quickly, I think that's just a bad case wherever you go. Like UK, USA, Italy, South Africa, Philippines, Japan. I think just giving random things out to people who are in is sometimes bad. I mean, I have done it myself. There has been homeless within the UK that I have sometimes when I've been going to Greg's, McDonald's. I might pick up something cheap extra and just hand it to them as I walk past if they're just sat down giving themselves. Certainly never to the entitled aggressive beggars like what Charlie Veach encounters all the time.
This is not Filipinos, people, okay? Filipinos is different. It's different. But for us foreigners, especially with what's just happened with this, the American pasta. So what I'm going to say is, and I think it's just common sense.
I am not 100% sure what he meant. American pasta? American pasta? I have maybe spent the past week or two not really consuming that much Philippines content because I've been busy trying to upload videos. So I have no idea what he's talking about.
Is don't be a do-gooder. And I mean that by not giving things out to kids. As much as you feel you want to, because they look quite deprived and poor, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it, because a simple allegation and you are in big problem. You are in big trouble.
Yeah, it's one of the things I don't really like about where I'm about to go. This method of victimizing the foreigners. Not good.
I've seen it on some other vloggers' videos where they've got all these kids around them and they're giving out little food parcels or sweets, ice cream or something. Look, as much as it's innocent and you think you're doing good, really what you're doing, you're bringing attention to yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're in the area for only like a weekend, if you're a tourist, then knock yourself out, I suppose. It doesn't matter if you're going to be leaving. But if you're living in that area, you are bringing a world of trouble to your doorstep, potentially, by getting involved in this kind of stuff.
You're simply bringing attention to yourself that you don't need. Really, people, honestly. When I'm in Dipolog, and here in Pinion where I am, you don't see any kids begging. You don't see it. But in Dipolog, you do. And they can be anywhere. For an example,
I'm not 100% sure about Philippines geography, but I'm pretty sure Dipolog is a city. where he mentioned previously is a town, and that would be the same here. Town where I live, Barnsley, has probably a handful of beggars, maybe 10, 15. No, maybe it's a bit higher than that, but there's maybe 10, 15 at max that you'll see as you walk around the town centre. If you like scour it, I mean, as well, like walk around the entire town centre. But Sheffield just can't move for them. And like the worst place I've ever been in the UK is Liverpool. That is insane for homeless.
Me and my wife was in McDonald's, I think, Saturday, and there's a couple of kids outside, and they were looking in the window at me and my wife eating, and they were after money or something. So rather than me, which I don't do it, give, my wife does. I keep away from all of that stuff because I don't want no attention. I don't want people saying, oh, look at that, foreigner giving the kids, something to eat or giving them money. It's innocent. Yes, of course it's innocent. But it only takes an allegation. It only takes an allegation.
Yeah, and just on a side note as well, I've also been told that you should never let yourself be left alone with a Filipino's child because one, it's illegal there anyway. Only blood relatives can babysit or take care of children, other than if it's at school, obviously, etc. But then if you are left alone with a child, then the mother or father can potentially make an accusation against you and then leverage that to potentially get money out of you. So yeah, like I think just interacting with children anywhere in the world is just a bad idea. In the Philippines, even more so if you're not from there.
So rather than put yourself in that situation, don't do it at all. Don't do it at all. If you want to give kids something, do it through your partner. But don't you be seen doing it. There's a law here, and it's pretty strict, and it's about foreigners with kids. It
Oh,
says
he's
about
mentioning
not
it.
leaving the kids under the age of a certain age with foreigners and stuff. I don't quite know what it's all about.
Not just with foreigners, just with anybody. If you're a non-blood relation, I have seen people breaking this rule. Though I think is it My Philippines Life with his girlfriend. I've forgotten her name. It's escaping me. But I've seen him with videos where he'll just be in the pool with a child, and you know, it's just like anywhere. You can risk it if you really trust the person that they're not going to victimize you. But, I don't know. I mean, I just wouldn't be dating a mum anyway, to be honest. But it certainly seems like just a bad idea waiting to happen.
But it does exist. It does exist. And I've had some comments, not on this video or the previous video, but videos way back when there was something similar. I can't think what the video was about. And some of these Filipinos were saying about this law. Again, I don't know what it is, but it might be worth looking up. In other words, it's not good for a foreigner to be seen with kids. It's really not. It's not. And as I said, it's innocent.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, yesterday I was recording a video, just reading from my Cebuano book, and a bloke with a child ran behind me. And then after I finished editing, I asked him, I said, like, do you want me to edit out your child out of the video? Are you okay just to leave a minute? And he was like, yeah, it's fine, because he knew that the child had walked through my shot, or like behind me, had still walked through the shot. I mean, I was okay. I was filming on the sort of like near an empty playground anyway, because it was quiet. So I mean, I was sort of in their area anyway before they arrived. But nevertheless, I asked him just to make sure that he was okay with his child remaining in the video. So yeah, I think anywhere around the world, you've just got to be super super careful any interactions you have with children. To be honest.
Yes, of course it is. You feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them. I do, seriously. When I see some of these kids and that with no shoes and slippers on, and they kind of, tugging at your t-shirt, I do feel sorry for them. But I've got to think of me, and I've got to think of if an Alex.
Yeah, This is the advice I've seen a lot of people give as well. Is like if you have like the Philippines is a place where everybody has to look out for themselves. Essentially, that's why they have to gather together in families because it is a family. They themselves are stronger, but it's still like they're their family, not the others' families as such. So you have to like adopt that same mindset that you're sort of out for your own benefit, not to victimize people or anything or do anything bad. You have to make selfish decisions. Like don't do something trying to be nice that's going to potentially backfire on you. Um, yeah, I didn't explain that quite as well as I wanted, but doing reaction videos is hard. I think much harder than just doing a regular video, to be honest.
Allegation was made against me for me giving out things to kids, and I'm arrested. Then who's going to take care of my family here? You got to, even if you have.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, that is essentially why I'm going to the Philippines as well to potentially start my own family in the long run. And yeah, I need to put that first. Me, my Filipina, and my children will have to come first. And these other kids, like, it's sad and everything, but it's their parents' responsibility, not mine. And this upsets a lot of people. I've had some blowback on another video of mine because it's the same with the Palestinian children. They're not my children. Why should they come to my country? Why can't they go to Egypt? Why can't they go to Turkey? Why can't they go to Syria? And Syria maybe not a good example. But you understand my point, is that other people's children are not your responsibility, and that doesn't mean you should do something bad to them. It just means that don't take responsibility for other people's downfall. Essentially, it's theirs. It's theirs to manage. Theirs to pick themselves back up. And yeah, I do believe in charity to some degree. I've donated to charity in the past, but it's a lot different when it's you yourself, which can come unstuck if you get put in the wrong situation.
Haven't got a family. It's just not worth getting yourself in that. Because you'd be in a tight spot. You'd be in a tight spot. So just don't do it, people. This American guy.
I mean, this is going to sound really cruel, but my advice would be just to blank them. Don't talk to them. One thing I've seen somebody said online is ask them why. When they ask you for money, say why, which I know in Cebuano is nanoman. Like nanoman, nanoman, or just nano. Man makes it more polite. Nanoman. Why? Why should I give you money?
I've been reading a bit more about it, and it's when they went for the kids to take the kids away from this ministry, I suppose, the kids didn't want to go. They were crying and didn't want to go. And this minister or pastor, he's claiming his innocence. And apparently, when this place is being checked before, they found nothing.
Right. I still don't know about this story. I'm not in the loop, but I know it means pastor, pastor now rather than pasta. I was talking about pasta, like something to do with American pasta at first.
They found nothing that was untoward. So again, we don't know if this guy did anything or if it's just an allegation from a disgruntled person who works for him or did work for him in the church. We simply don't know. And we can't point fingers unless the evidence is there. So although, me as well, I said it's terrible, it's this, it's that. If he did it, if he did it, look, we foreigners, anything that we do here is always highlighted. It's always highlighted. There's many it's like when I see when I see Filipinos weeing in the street, they do. It's just what they do. If they drive in or anything, they're having a drink, they will just stop their tricycle, stop their bike, stop their car and have a wee at the side of the road or anywhere. Now, that's all well and good for Filipinos, but if we did that and the police went past or something like that, we would probably get arrested. So I never do it as much as.
Yeah, and I've heard another story of a guy said he was vaping at a bar or something outside. I'm not 100% sure, but I think vaping is either illegal in the entire of Philippines, or I know it is in Davao anyway. And he was outside, and he was outside with some other Filipinos, and apparently the police saw him, made a beeline for him, and ignored all the other Filipinos breaking the law.
You know, I'm down for a wee sometimes when I'm having a drink with the lads, you know. I will find...
And just on a rant, right? This is what absolutely balls me off with my country. Is that the foreigners in the UK have rights that we don't have. They are put above us, the natives, right? Which is bad. And then in the Philippines, it's complete flipped the other way around, which is also bad. Where we are, me being the foreigner, is underneath the Filipinos, of less priority. The law is used against me rather than protect me. From everything that I've seen online, anyway, it does appear that way. And you know, Steve here is saying the same. But it absolutely does ball me off that my country is the flip opposite. If you know, if my country was maybe the same, I'd be like, well, that's just how it is. You know, the natives do take precedence their country, but the UK, for some reason, doesn't have this concept in mind. Too busy trying to shame themselves for something that happened like 200-300 years ago. Absolutely insane. Absolutely, it does my head in.
Somewhere that is very, very secluded, if there's no toilet available, if we're drinking outside of Sari Sari or something. I do what I need to do to keep myself off the radar. No foreigner here wants attention to themselves. They simply don't. And there was a...
I do think Steve is a little bit paranoid. Maybe he has had some bad experiences from watching his other videos, right? But I do kind of think he's been slightly paranoid. I think to some degree, you don't have to like ninja around everywhere. But you know, it's like you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself. But Steve makes it seem like you've got to walk around on eggshells all the time. Sometimes.
Oh, there is a vlogger. I can't remember the name of his site. I don't really want to mention it, but even if I didn't, I know what it was. When he came to the Philippines, I think many years ago, he had nothing. He had no money. He was living on a very, 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 very small pension with his girlfriend or wife. Now, what he's done, he's built up an empire. He's got land now. He's got apartments. Now, I think this has all been done through donations, because he was seen to be helping kids. He was seen to be helping kids. And now, as I said, he's got like a little mini empire. I think it's in, I don't know what island it's, well, I do know what
Okay, Steve, get to the point now. Like, you've got me in suspense. What happened? I want to know.
island it's on, but I don't want to say anything because it might pinpoint who I'm talking about. But you've only got to do a little research on the internet, on YouTube, and you will know. Now, first off, I think at that time he didn't have any permanent residence. I don't know if he's got one now. So even charity work for a foreigner here, if we are on a tourist visa, is not legal. You can't do any kind of work for a Philippine-based company or for a Philippine-based charity. You can't do it, even if you're not getting paid, even if it's voluntary. Not unless you're a minister, or you know you're in the ministry, and those come over here with a, I don't know what visa it is, but it's a visa which allows them to do what they're doing. Now, when I was watching this guy, and I was in England, so this was...
Some of the laws are crazy, man. You can't do any volunteer work. What?
8 years ago, and he had nothing, people. He had nothing. He had a beaten up old Suzuki pickup thing. Now he's driving around in a Raptor, I think it is, like a big 4-wheel drive expensive vehicle. And he's got he's got these apartments that he rents out, and he's got this, he's got that, he's got everything. Now, how did he get that? How did he get that? Well, he didn't go through his pension, and he didn't come into money, from his own country. He did it through pulling heartstrings. That's what he did. He was pulling heartstrings here. People from the church, and people from the church are normally very generous people. They give charity. They give money to the charity, and that's what was happening. Now, he's obviously been siphoning off money. It's obvious, otherwise he wouldn't have, what he had. If he was just doing what he was meant to be doing, which was feeding the homeless, feeding the unfortunate kids, and building little houses for these unfortunate families, how would he get this mini empire that he's got? He's got it because he's siphoning off money, scamming. That's exactly what's happened. Now, how he hasn't been, and there's other vloggers who's talked about this in the past, years ago, saying he's a scammer. How he's got away with it for so long, I will never know. I will never know. So, again, with some people, they can get away with it. But why would you want to put yourself in a situation where you could have a simple allegation, someone makes a statement at the police or the barangay, that's it, bang. Where's my jacket's by my feet, look. There he is. He's by the feet. Why would you want to do such a thing?
Yeah. It is a bad idea, really. You should just keep yourself to yourself, be nice to people, I suppose, but don't let people take advantage of you. I mean, I've heard the advice from other Filipinos themselves in saying, don't be a nice guy, because you'll be taken advantage of. And that, I think it was Smart Girl Filipina that said that. I'm pretty sure I've seen Filipina P say the exact same thing as well. The niceness in the Philippines is sort of like a facade. It's just like an act. That's how they manage to scam foreigners into things, because you take your guard down because you think they're nice. Not just the Philippines. I've heard the same is in like Thailand, Malaysia. It's like a common thing. And if you do that, then you are trying to be too nice. Then people will take advantage of you, see you as sort of something they can siphon money and resources out of. So yeah, I do like Steve's videos. Maybe it's because he's from my country as well, so it sounds home-like. I sometimes think that he is maybe a bit too much of a scaredy cat. But he has solid advice. I would recommend anybody going to the Philippines to give his videos a watch, because there's many people that have decided to not go from finding out some of these things. I am still prepared to go. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going just to get laid like some people. I'm going to make YouTube videos and hopefully create a family as well. So, not that I have some kind of optimism bias. Even in my country, I've always managed to my nose clean. I've never been arrested, anything like that. So, I trust myself to be able to behave and not come under scrutiny. But if certain people, if you're like Jack the Lad in your early 20s, I think you're gonna have a very bad time in the Philippines if you don't watch these sort of videos and prepare for it first. I'm gonna leave this here anyway. Check out his full video, please. I'll leave the link in the description, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Toodaloo.